Hi everyone, it's Carol from bookreporter.com, and I'm here to share what you're going to see on this site on Friday, February 14th. Yes, it's Valentine's Day, and yes, we're also going into a long weekend for many of us. We're going to be closed for President's Day. So as a result, we're going to give you a lot of reading to think about, contests to enter, things to do, because we love you, and that's the reason we want to do this. Okay, first up, we've got our review of The Queen's Fortune by Allison Pataki. Talking about this book, it's going to be a Book Reporter Bets On selection. We've got an interview, a terrific interview with Allison that's running this week. So much fun to talk to her. If you ever told me that I would be this excited about Desiree, who was the first fiancée of Napoleon, I tell you we're crazy. But by the same token, in her hands, this is brilliant historical fiction. I think you'll really enjoy it, and I bet once you finish reading, you're going to be looking up more about each of the characters and looking at maps and figuring out just a lot more about this time and place in history. Next, we have Mercy House, which is by Elena Dillon. This book takes place in a home for women who are battered. And they show up at the door, knock on this beautiful door knocker and come in, and they're sheltered from the people who have hurt them in their lives. And we hear these women's stories, but we also hear a lot about the nuns who are running this particular shelter. And there's a background on one of the nuns that is something that has prompted her to go on and do the work that she does. Absolutely a terrific book, really terrific book. I got the chance to interview her for the book club Girl, book club night out a couple of months ago. She was absolutely wonderful to speak with. From Charles Todd, we've got A Divided Loyalty, which is their new Ian Rutledge mystery. You know, Charles Todd is a mother-son writing team, just delightful people. And when they write a mystery, not only is the mystery really strong, but the sense of history that you pick up from the book is as well. We've got The Burn from Kathleen Kent. What we have here is a detective who has had some really tough things go on in her life. So she's healing emotionally from what's happened to her, and she's moving her career in a different direction. But she's got a lot of baggage following her around. Next we have High Five. It's an IQ novel from Joe Ide. Look at this cover. Isn't this so stunning? I just think the cover is absolutely eye-catchingly and beautiful and smart and chic. So something I'd also want to carry around besides something else that I'd want to read. We've got two books that are out in paperback this week. One is a book I've been talking about a lot because I absolutely love it. And we've got a contest for this out on Reading Group Guides as well. It's The Stationery Shop by Marjan Kamali. One of the most talked about paperbacks coming out this week. And why do I absolutely love it? She told me a lot about Iran in the 50s, which is something I did not know very much about. It's a love story, which also has a backstory of what happened in the 50s and these two people finding each other 60 years later. And there's twists and turns in here that are so well done. It's sort of this book that you pick up and slim novel that you're not really sure what you're going to get, but by the time you finish reading it, it's just been wowed. And I actually was lucky enough to interview Marjan, and we'll link to this in the credits so that you can see my interview with her again. She was at the Morristown Festival of Books. There were 300 plus people in the room, and so many people were talking to her about questions about her book. It's a book you're going to be hearing a lot about, and it's a book that I've been behind from before it came out. I'm so excited that it's now out in paperback for all of you to take a look at. And also, while I'm showing the hardcover here this week, Summer of '69, the Elin Hilderbrand book is out in paperback. Remember, our new in paperback feature each week tells you what's out in paperback. So if you are someone who waits for the paperback, we always have those books ready for you to be able to find as well. Let's talk also about contests that we have next week. Our winter reading contest is going to be about Saint X from Alexis Schaitkin. I am also going to be interviewing Alexis next week. Love this book. It's set in the Caribbean. A family goes on a holiday vacation. They have two young daughters. One of the daughters goes missing. The younger one knows something of what happened that night. Flash forward to many years later. She's grown up. She's riding in a taxi, and she looks up at the driver's name. And the driver is one of the people who may or may not have been involved with her sister going missing on that Caribbean island on their family vacation years ago. One that shattered and changed their family. Stunning cover, such a well-written story. She's somebody you're going to want to keep an eye on and be looking out for. But a chance to win it next week as well. We'll have a review next week too. So how many of you have entered our word of mouth contests? It's a contest that we run usually over a 2-week period where all you have to do is tell us what you're reading, rate it, tell us a little bit about it, and you're entered to win 2 books from us. And we give away 3 sets of these 2 books. So it's a really good opportunity for you to actually share what you're reading with our other readers. We like to peek in and see what's really striking your fancy, and it helps us steer where we're going to be doing our editorial going forward, because we like to see what you're enjoying, and at the same time gives you a chance to win a couple of books. So for this time, you'll be able to win The Queen's Fortune by Allison Pataki, and also winning The Girl with the Louding Voice by Abi DeRay. This book was the Read with Jenna selection this month, so it's something that you want to have on your radar. Once again, 2 books that you might not be looking out for right now, but ones that we're really excited about. Speaking of that, the last weekend I read The Other Mrs. by Mary Kubica. You may remember her as the author of The Good Girl that she wrote years ago. This one's going to soon to be a Netflix movie. I had heard about it, plucked it off my pile, and I have so much, as you saw in the newsletter last week, required reading for what I'm doing for Tucson and other interviews. Picked this up, read it in 24 hours. It's got twists, turns. If you look at the beginning chapters, you're going to know these people completely differently by the end. Really, really well done by Mary. So something I'm looking forward to sharing with you, my bets on copy. We should have a review next week, my bets on copy in 2 weeks. And we also do our sounding off on audio feature, where those who are listening on audio share what they're listening to and then are eligible to win audio copies of the books. So we're going to give away 1 set of these books. I'm showing you the hardcovers now. You're going to either be winning the digital or physical audio, whichever one you're interested in, because we know a lot of you are very, very interested in digital audio. The first one is going to be Golden in Death by J.D. Robb. The second one is going to be The WARSAW Protocol by Steve Berry. Well, our Valentine's Day contest ended on Thursday, February 13th. We will have the winners' names, the 5 winners, in Friday's newsletter. So look to see if you're a winner, and we'll be getting these books out to you. Our present from us to you. Everyone have a great long weekend, and looking forward to seeing you on Friday.